Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 12 of the Gilded City. As always, please make sure that you let us know how much you like the show, like the episode, all that good stuff by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the video, following the podcast, following us on social media, all that good stuff. Also, last week was, I believe, the very special one-shot all about Janara's parents. So I hope you all enjoyed that one-shot. It was very, very fun for us to play, and we're super excited that it's out there in the world now. And then one last little piece. Unfortunately, something came up for Matt, so Artemis will not be with us tonight, but don't worry. He sent me a message to give to the party to let them know that he is unavailable. But with all that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into tonight's episode. Last time, after escaping the Bloodkith offices on their first incursion, the party arranged to meet the security officer Brian at Stevedore Stein's. After successfully convincing Brian he deserves better treatment, they managed to gain an ally on the inside. With plans in place to break in and complete the job on the 29th of Deep Winter, the party has only a few days left to prepare before the heist. So, that is where we left off. Very specifically with Penny, we left off the morning of the 24th with the news that her house was possibly being foreclosed upon in the near future. Her brothers were moving home. I was sort of, between now, the 24th, and we'll say the evening of the 28th, when you all get together to finalize your plans for the heist on the 29th. You all have a bunch of different things that you could do in that time frame. So we will break out and do those little sections piece by piece, as we have for a couple other things, in more of a montage style approach to this. So you all will tell me what you're doing, and then we'll go into those scenes as necessary. But to start with, Bowman, you are working morning of the 24th as you normally would be, moving boxes and crates as normal. When sometime in the morning, your supervisor, Rig, the large furry bugbear man, comes up to you and he says, "Bowman,
what?
Got a messenger for you at the front gate. Make it quick."
Oh, okay.
I
approach the front gate.
Yeah. So you go to the front gate. There is a young human boy there, maybe 9 or 10 years old, got sort of a messenger's outfit on. He looks up and he says, "Hello there. I am working with the courier service. I have a letter from you from Mr. Bright Shield, I think. Here you go.
Thank you. And I'll tip him a talent, I guess.
Yeah, he was held out his hand as he handed you the letter, so you drop a talent into his hand and he takes it. All right.
Bowman knows how this works.
Have a good day. And he runs off. Opening up the letter, you find a message from Artemis. My dear Mr. Bowman, I do hope you can read, otherwise this is an awful waste of ink. Janara, please read this aloud to him if needed. I regret to inform you and the others that I shall be unavailable for our evening meeting. A great matter has arisen that requires my immediate attention. Myself. You see, I keep having these notions of wanting to do something, to be some glorious, respected, and adored hero to the people of Waterdeep, but that's not me. Can you imagine making all sorts of promises and then having to keep them all? Gods, I'd kill myself, I reckon. Got swept up in the sensation of it all, I suppose. The revolution, the espionage, the unfair and unloving nature of urban sprawl, the sleuthing and sneaking. I can see why people make a habit of it, but best to keep a safe distance. These things sort themselves out. So I've decided to clear my head the best way I know, with my exquisite vintage and a healthy dose of revelry. If my intentions go through, I suspect I will have a magnanimously monstrous headache in the morning. I will, of course, continue in the promise I made to you and the others. When the time comes for action, please let me know. I shall attend at once. Lastly, if anyone need to call me in the near future, please consider my potential state and do not disturb until noon. And please, no birds. Splendidly superfluous, RTB.
Bowman's looking at the note. He'll say to himself, even his handwriting is obnoxious. He's gonna put the letter in his coat pocket. Just hold on to it.
And I assume that you will eventually, through your methods, let everybody else know that Artemis is going to be indisposed for the next few days as he attempts to clear his head and engages in some revelry and carousing. But he will, as promised, help out with the heist. So, what would people like to be doing to prepare for the heist, or anything else unrelated to the heist that people will be doing over the course of the next few days?
Bowman's gonna try to get an audience with Vinny.
Okay, great. Yeah. You go back, I would say, after you go back after work today, and the butcher's butcher is open. You leave a message with the butcher, and he says that he will pass it along, but he's not sure when Vinny will be able to meet you. But so you leave that message the evening of the 24th. The 25th, as soon as you get out of work on the 25th, you're approached by an individual wearing a bright red sash around their belt. It's he's a human man, rather unremarkable features, just plain clothes, plain features, except for the red sash. Comes up to you and says, I hear you're looking for a chance to see someone.
I'm not good at puzzles or anything. You work for Vinny, right?
Yes, we have a common associate.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm looking for him.
All right, come with me.
Okay.
He leads you down a twisting, winding series of alleys, and eventually you arrive at what looks like an old, condemned tenement house. It's like badly slanting sideways. There's like, it's boarded up and all this stuff. And you see sort of an old wooden sign has been placed outside that says, by order, to be demolished by order of the city, but the sign is badly worn. So it's probably been there for quite a while, and just nobody ever got around to demolishing the building. But this guy opens the door and leads you inside, and you're in now you're in sort of a very dusty room, with very little light coming in through cracks between the wood slats over the windows. There's some you're in sort of what probably was an old sitting room. There's some very dusty furniture covered in sheets. And you see, sort of standing in this room, turns to see you, is Vinny. Just as you saw him last time, slender elven man, pale skin, dark hair underneath his worn top hat, worn tweed suit with the red band around the top hat, and the scar by his eye. Ah, Mr. Bowman, so good to see you again. I had thought that you and your friends weren't interested in doing any more work for me, but calling me surprised when I heard you were looking to see me again. What can I do for you?
I know you helped me in my situation, and I repaid that favor. I had a question for you, really. Do you, or can you find out the current locations of all the immigrated Cormyrean people?
Interesting. See, my understanding when you first moved to the city was that you kind of wanted to disappear. You weren't interested in other Cormyreans at the time. And now I hear you looking for them. Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Things
I
change.
suppose I could give you some information on that, I suppose. But I guess the question is, how much is it worth to you? How much is it worth to me? How much is that information?
Well, I know your crew, whatever you want to call it, mostly stays the dock ward. Now, there are some people who are causing a bit of ruckus in neighboring wards, specifically the Cliff Ward right now. Hathaway, Arnold. Hathaway.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Hathaway's work.
I can assume that you're not too much of a fan of him.
Honestly, as long as he stays out of my part of town, I don't really care that much, but not the biggest fan. Don't like new blood coming in.
Well, why don't I would be happily to dispose of him for this information, of course.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Good. 22.
Finny nods a little bit. Interesting proposal. I do tend to like to stay in this ward, but start like Hathaway, clearly has the police on his side. He could cause trouble in other wards if we're not careful.
And really, you don't lose anything. If I take care of Hathaway, you don't have competition. If I don't, I die, and you don't have to give me information.
I'll give you the information. That seems like a fair deal. Yeah. Cormyrean refugees. Of course, they sort of, when Cormyr was taken over, they sort of scattered all over the place. But quite a few came here to Waterdeep, opportunity and whatnot. A lot of the new Cormyrean refugees ended up moving into the Downshore ward, south of here a little bit. Downshore is one of the newer parts of the city, you know. As shipping has expanded, they've had to expand the docks further south along the coastline than typically they would be, and as such, the downshore ward has sort of grown up around that area. There's a neighborhood there where a lot of former Cormyrians call their home there. My understanding is they live in some pretty shitty conditions, to be completely honest. But hey, you know, everybody around here lives in shitty conditions. So really, but
All right.
there
Well,
you go.
thanks.
I'll halfway, and you know, if you get rid of him, great. Then I don't have to worry about him muscling into my territory. And if you don't get rid of him, no, been nice knowing you, Mr. Bowman.
I would say likewise, but that would be a lie.
Fair enough. Well, I shall see you around potentially. And leave.
Good evening.
Great. We don't necessarily have to take turns. Anybody can just shout out what they would like to do.
I want to go find Brodor.
Okay, Rotor. Yeah.
Brodor.
Yep.
After work one day. Actually, I have a couple things.
Yeah.
But Brotor. And just because I think the last time I spoke to him, I asked him if he had if there was any information on Ovina,
Mm-hmm.
and if they had, and just
Yeah.
I want to inquire if he's found anything.
So yeah, you go to see Brotor. He says, Nix, nice to see you again. We talking shop, or you want to come in for dinner?
No, I got food waiting at home. But if you want to step outside real quick, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not interrupting anything. What's up?
I was just checking in to see if you found anything about Ovina, Bloodkith, or the whole Bloodkith family.
No. I mean, I know you had mentioned, potentially looking into protesting around that area. I mean, based on what I know about her, she seems like a good target for those protests. Probably donates a lot to the Purity Coalition. Probably not too thrilled about voting rights or workers' rights or anything like that. But can't say I know, too much specific stuff about her.
Okay. I just wanted to come check. Come
Okay.
say.
Okay. I mean, is there a reason you're so interested in protesting her?
There's been some talk at the factory. Just wondering if I can't get a little background information.
No. I mean, if there's something we can do to help,
I'm gonna
power.
check in with some of my coworkers and just see what their thoughts are at this point. Because somebody mentioned something about causing trouble, but I haven't heard any specifics.
Okay.
But I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Let me know.
And then the next day at work,
Okay.
I'm gonna find space Angus,
Okay. Yeah.
because he was the guy who told me.
Yes.
And just would be like 2 days later, right? 3 days later.
So we'll say you saw Brotor on the 24th. So this would be the 25th now.
Right.
So
No, I would. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. So like 3 days after he said,
Yes.
because
Yes.
our snooping session was on the 22nd.
It's like 3 days later.
Hey, Angus.
How's your ankle holding up?
Oh, yeah. Getting better.
Good.
Can walk on it now.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yep. And this is like I would have found him outside, not anywhere near a boss or anything.
Yeah, maybe y'all are like walking
Out,
like,
yeah.
towards. Well, yeah, or walking out at the end of work or walking in at the beginning of work.
Out at the end.
Okay.
Angus, I was just wondering, you mentioned some people trying to start some stuff.
I mean, he glances around a little bit, lowers his voice. Yeah. Just, nothing major. We don't want to bring I don't know if you've heard of what's happened to strike rate to strikes in other cities, but if the same kind of strike breaker heat comes down on us, I don't think it'll last very long. But if we do little passive things like, I don't know, work a little slower, break a couple machines here and there,
Gives me more to do. I can take longer on that stuff.
if you'd be willing to do that, you'd be doing all of us a mighty favor.
Yeah. Very complicated. Fix some of that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So no like organized,
I mean, it's
like date and time specific.
right. Nothing like that. We're organizing with each other, slowly ramping it up. If this continues gaining traction, maybe we can get enough of the other people on staff to have enough courage to actually strike. But until we've built up that base, it's going to be difficult.
Right.
So little things for now.
Yeah.
Passive resistance. Really nickel and dime the boss.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right. I can definitely help you guys out with that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Always glad to have another one. On with the cost.
Is there like a secret hand signal?
No, not really. Nothing like
okay.
that.
Oh, cool.
A few of us meet up for drinks occasionally. I can invite you next time we do.
Yeah. Sure.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too. And you go your
I go
separate
home.
ways. Yeah. When you get home that night, actually, you come in, and actually your sister Orla Ironhide is actually home. Your dad's not in the room. Your mom's in the kitchen, sort of making some tea for Orla, and your other sister Lily is sitting next to her, like hand on her shoulder. Orla, because Orla is like hunched over the table like crying. Orla looks very much like both you and your sister, has sort of the same tan skin, dark hair, green eyes, but she does have a few gray hairs, unlike you and your sister. But you can and Lily looks up and smiles like, "Oh, Nix, hi, nice to see you."
Hey.
Orla looks up and says, "Oh, hi, Nix.
Are we okay?
It's
What's going on? Who do I have to beat up?
I don't know. I haven't seen I haven't seen Glim in a couple of days.
Like, what do you mean haven't seen him?
I haven't seen him. He's gone.
Well, did he, like what happened before he left?
It was a normal day. He left for work and I just never saw him. And she starts sobbing again, and your mom, Vera, sets down a big, like, steaming mug of tea in front of her.
Okay. Okay. I mean, he left for work. Did he say he was going? Like, Nick's just completely not in the comforting mindset. She's like, I'm gonna solve this mystery. So Glim goes to work. Did he say he was going anywhere after work?
He didn't say specifically, but he sometimes goes and
Gambles your money away. Yep. We know. Do you think maybe he went there afterwards?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe he got in bed to the wrong people, and I don't know what they would have done to him. And...
Yep. Orla, it's gonna be okay. It is going to be okay. I've got some friends. They're pretty good at, well, I don't really know what exactly they're good at yet, but they seem pretty willing to just like step in and help or do crazy shit anytime somebody asks them. So, I have some friends who could potentially help in this situation. So it's gonna be okay. We're gonna find Glim. We're gonna make sure he can come home to you. Do you have any like pocketbook notes or anything like that of his? Any like notes? Specifically maybe from a potentially has the name Hathaway
I don't
been
know.
mentioned?
You'd have to come back to the house.
Sure, yep. I mean, you stay here. Well, Mom will get you sorted out.
Yeah, Vera says, come here, dear. Drink this tea. I'm gonna make you some dinner. You take Orla's key, you go outside. Lily follows you outside and says, What are you doing, Nix?
I'm gonna find Glim.
Okay.
Okay. I know I took the keys. I wasn't gonna leave right away. I know we gonna.
No, that's not. This sounds. It could be dangerous.
Well, right now I'm just going on a fact-finding mission, and then we will see if it is going to be dangerous.
Oh, okay.
I'll be fine.
Do you want me to come with you to Orla and Glim's?
I mean, you can. I'm not gonna say you can't, but if you think it's dangerous, I don't know. It's up to you. It might be good to have another pair of eyes.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Well, like I said, I was gonna we should have dinner, make her laugh, get her in a nice mood, tuck her in, and then we can go.
Okay. Yeah, you spend the evening trying to take Orla's mind off of things. Your father comes back in at one point. He says, "Well, I'm sorry, dear," and he's like patting Orla's back, and he seems a little distressed as well. He's like, I tried talking to the authorities, but they didn't seem to. They thought they didn't take it seriously, and
Nyx just mumbles to herself, their own
Mhm.
freaking pig's pockets.
But eventually you and Lily depart and go to Orla's home. Orla and Glim live in a very, very small, little basically shack in the Undercliff ward. You unlock the door and you go inside, sort of one room with a loft, not too dissimilar from Brotor's home in terms of size. But you go in, I would like you, because Lily is here helping you, I'd like you to make an investigation check with advantage.
$19.
19. Yeah, so you're digging through some stuff. You do eventually find you find a couple things with a 19. You find a sort of basically a list of debts to Arnold Hathaway.
Yep.
All of it listed as basically gambling debt, right? He kept
Like double or nothing.
Yeah, basically he kept saying like, no, this time I'll get enough, this time I'll get enough, and Hathaway kept allowing him to put it on the tab, and then he got in deep enough, and Hathaway's like, all right, you're in real deep, pay up. You don't see anything that says that at the bottom, but that's where your mind goes, right?
This guy's trouble.
So you find that, and you find that the name of the place that the name of the bar / gambling den that Hathaway operates out of is called the Laughing Manticore.
There it is. Okay. Yep.
Lily sees all that and says, this guy seems like bad news. What are we going to tell Orla?
We're going to tell Orla that people are on it.
Whose people are on it?
My people.
The EPA?
I mean, I'm slowly getting these people into the EPA. We're working towards common EPA related goals. But there's these people that I've been hanging out with that we're doing some stuff for voting rights, and they can help us. It's fine.
You're being
I don't know what to call them. They're like side hustle acquaintances.
I feel like the less I know, the less I could possibly accidentally say to mom and dad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go find my friend who knows about Hathaway, has mentioned him to me, and talk to him somehow. Don't know exactly where he is, but I'm gonna find him tonight. So you go back to the house and let them know that I got this covered. And then yeah, I'll be back after work tomorrow.
Hey, be safe.
Will do.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
I'm gonna be okay.
Okay.
We got a healing. I don't. No. Nope. I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. You go off to try to find.
I try to find Bowman. I know he's where the boats are.
Yep. You could eventually find him. I would say that you now know Bowman well enough, just well enough to know he frequents Stevedore Steins. He works down at the docks. This, I believe, is the same evening that Bowman went to see Vinny. What would Bowman have done after meeting with Vinny?
Oh, probably just. I saw him right after work, so probably got a drink with the boys.
So, you, Nyx, would probably be able to find him then.
Yep.
In that case, so you, no rule necessary, managed to go to Stevedore Steins, which you've been in several times now, and you find Bowman having some drinks with what appears to be his co-workers, a human man, a dwarf man, and a halfling man sitting with him, all of them enjoying their drinks in heavy stevedores outfits.
Hey, I'm gonna just go up to Bowman and just be like, hey, psst, psst, down here.
Oh, Nyx.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, can I talk to you? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sure. I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, see you later.
We walk to somewhere where people can't overhear us easily.
Okay.
Whether that's because it's loud or because no one's around.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter. Hey, Bowman, you know how a couple of days ago you mentioned Hathaway?
Yes.
It's become quite personal, this matter of Hathaway and taking care of him. Yeah, my brother-in-law is missing because he's a fucking idiot and gambles to Hathaway and got in too deep and is missing. So I need your help. And I think I kind of want to bring everybody else in on this.
Well,
well.
it's now personal, so
Yeah.
I guess the more hands make the lighter the work, right?
Yeah. I think we know these people well enough. I think I know you guys well enough to be like, hey, my family member is in danger. Please come help me. I don't really know how group dynamics work, but I feel like they'll jump in and without questions.
Well,
ready to go.
If you trust them enough, I guess they can handle this.
I hope so.
Do we want to try to take care of this before or sooner than later?
Well, my brother-in-law's life is potentially in danger, so I would prefer taking care of this sooner. Potentially tonight. I don't know about people's sleep schedules, but
I mean, well, oh, wait. He gambles at that bar. That's why your brother-in-law got it.
At the Laughing Manticore?
I could always use some more cash. So, yeah, let's just go gather up the gang, I guess.
Do we have a way?
Bowman's a little drunk right now.
You know where Janara lives.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Don't we have everyone's address besides Bowman's?
Yeah, but I don't really want to like do a whole check of the city trying to find everybody's homes. I'd rather be like, hey, meet at Janara's. but that's not possible. Why did you
We need a
shrug?
home. Huh?
Ben just shrugged like that wasn't impossible for the time period we're in.
We need
And
a
the
homebrew
resources
and
we
Not
have.
via text
Check the cell
message,
phone.
but
I don't have a sending
stone.
stone or message or anything like that. So,
Well, let's just go to Janara's.
okay,
Let me just pay my tab.
sure.
yeah, you go inside and pay your tab, and then two, you head off to Gennara's. Because this is happening evening of the 25th, is there anything the other three of you would have wanted to do the day of the 24th or the day of the 25th before we get onto this? Yes, I'm seeing some nods. Great. Shout it out. Whoever wants to go first.
Sorry. Janara
go.
I was getting the cloaks for everyone, so
Great.
I don't have to do a whole lot, but I was just gonna contact the tailor because he already took everyone's
Yeah.
measurements. And I was going to have him make cloaks for everyone, hopefully that are fireproof. And I was going to have him make a full, very modest outfit for Artemis so he can't show up in something flashy.
Jesus Christ.
Like force him into
Incredible.
a potato sack. It's just
Cloaks
Incredible.
and we already have masks for everyone,
yes.
but a
Yes.
mask for Artemis too.
I love it. I love it.
And,
yes.
And the other thing I had wanted to do, how far of a distance does the sending stone work?
I think anywhere.
Anywhere.
I want to go and purchase sending stones because I'm gonna send one to my parents.
Okay.
Thing I can do.
So the only thing is because they are magic items, it is very, very difficult to find anybody who sells them. You can
Okay.
go ahead and
I
make
can
an
table this for. Okay.
Feel free to make an investigation check. We'll see
All
if
right,
you are,
all
are
right.
able to find anywhere, but
Got a 15.
15, 15 is not bad, but unfortunately, just again, because magic requirements are so intense, it is 15 is unfortunately not good enough. But you put out some
We
feelers.
can table it for now. Yeah, and I can also ask Freedom next time I
Yeah.
talk to her and stuff like that. I'll temporarily table it for now, but I'll definitely make sure the cloaks get done so that I can take
Great.
it off my list of
So-
things my character needs to do.
Great. Yeah, cloaks, just simple, I assume black cloaks for everybody.
That are fireproof, if
So
possible.
Getting it fire resistant would either require an enchantment, which once again, difficult to do,
Okay.
or be very, very expensive to do, like layers and layers of something. Possible, but I would say, so okay, here's what I'll say. If you want to go that route, it's going to be expensive and it's going to be bulky. So by that I mean
Meh.
probably going to give disadvantage on stealth checks.
Alright, so don't worry about that then. Just
okay.
basic cloaks and then a full outfit for Artemis.
Great. So all together then we'll say that will run you. None of those items are particularly expensive. So and then I'll say like 5 talents total.
Oh, okay.
Because you're
I'll-
intentionally buying plain clothes for Artemis as opposed to his fancy clothes. So saves
Alright,
you a bit of money.
great. 5 done. All right, cool.
Anything else?
With everyone else or with Janara?
With anybody?
Oh.
Day of the 24th, did my dad, it was his last day of work, did he leave at the end of the conversation to go to
Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
Okay. So after that conversation, I want to go snoop through his stuff for any mortgage or lease agreements or bank loan information.
Make an investigation check.
21.
21. Yeah, you start going through some of your dad's stuff. You do find a letter from the bank, which was received yesterday, it appears, which is how you do find two things he got yesterday. So they're like at the top of his drawer in like the desk in his room or whatever. So letter from the bank and the letter from work informing him that his last day was now today. So the letter from the bank reads, Mr. Presswell, unfortunately at this time, the bank needs to make a full collection of the remaining balance of your mortgage on your home. We understand this puts you in a difficult position, but as a homeowner in block 14C-735, which just seems to be some random bank notification, notoriety type thing. We regret to inform you that if you do not pay the full balance of your mortgage by hold on. If you do not pay the full balance of your loan by the by the 4th of Claw of Winter, you will be foreclosed upon. Please note, the remaining balance of your mortgage is 2,342 talents. With condolences and regards, Diero Marivaldi.
Gotta kill him.
What was his last name?
Marivaldi.
Okay. What's the name of the bank?
The bank is the National Bank of Waterdeep.
Okay.
And then the other letter is from the clock factory where your father works. He works for Evenwood Appliances. And this is a letter from upper management that reads, Mr. Presswell, we apologize for the short notice, for you have worked at this company for many, many years, and we do want to give you the deepest and most sincere thanks from all of us here, and especially from Thomas Evenwood, CEO. However, the company has decided to move in a different direction. Mr. Evenwood's latest inventions unfortunately mean that your position is redundant. As tomorrow will unfortunately be your last day of work with us. And while we wish you the best moving forward, we cannot offer you much more except our deepest thanks for your many years of service and a severance package of 100 talents.
Sweet. We love to see it. Okay. I'll put that back. And then I'm gonna go to work.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna. Is there like a back entrance to work so I
Yeah.
don't go in the front? Okay.
Yeah.
I take that and I want to go to wherever the archives are for, what for our articles, and see if I can find if Diaro, Maravaldi, and the National Bank of Waterdeep was the same people that were foreclosing on the properties in the dock ward.
Make an
If I can
investigation
gain
check.
that.
Make an investigation check.
That's a 22.
22. You don't even have to check the archives. This is something you already found out earlier. It was.
Oh, you didn't give me a name.
I didn't give you a name before, but I'll say with a 22, that's good enough for you to remember to go. You go back through your own notes, right?
Investigate my own mind.
And you remember, oh shit, it was that bank. It was the same bank.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Shit.
Penny, how is your demeanor at work today?
I haven't seen you yet. I just went to there. I'm then going to get a little note that's gonna say, went to follow up on a lead, winky face, love Penny. I'll leave it wherever my desk is, and I'm just gonna go quietly out. And I want to go to the National Bank of Waterdeep, whatever our closest local chapter of that would be.
Yeah. Closest to work would actually be the main branch of the National Bank of Waterdeep.
We love to see it.
Huge building. Large, like classic, marble columns outside, marble steps, people going in and out in very nice clothing. As you enter, huge, decadent, elaborate lobby. You thought that Bloodkith Corporate Offices lobby was a lot for the company, but this is insane. So many doors leading off, everybody in here in the finest clothes that you can find. You see security. These are not contracted security. You can tell already from their uniforms. They don't work for the Zentara. These are directly employed by the bank. And you head over to the reception counter and see the counter is being worked by sort of an Air Genasi woman. She's got, light blue skin, cloudy white hair that like drifts and moves as if it's in a breeze. Hello, welcome to the National Bank of Waterdeep. How may I help you?
Hi, I had a question about an account for my father. He is unable to come here to ask the question because he's at work, but we just had some questions about it that he wanted me to stop by and ask.
What is the name?
The name on the account, Peter Presswell.
And do you have any proof that you are, in fact, allowed to view records related to the account?
Yeah.
A signed letter from the account holder, perhaps? Or
Oh,
other form of proof?
yes. So I have a letter that he got from the bank that he gave me to show for proof. He doesn't have operation of his hands right now because of a freak accident at work, so he didn't sign anything. But he did give me this letter to show to you. So I don't know how I would have gotten that letter without him giving it to me.
Make a deception check for me.
I don't want to.
Oh yeah, my
Natural 20. Where's my Snapchat?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Oh my god. Okay.
Pause for a
Sorry, I'm gonna
second.
send that to the to the group. I have zero deception.
Absolutely incredible.
Natural 20. Summoning punch.
I am sorry to hear about your father's end.
Thank you.
Yes, I can get you a bank representative to speak about your father's account. She sort of goes down the counter and asks, speaks to somebody else, and that person, heads off into like a back office or whatever. Eventually, another person comes out. Human man, pinstripe suit, a bowler cap, thick mustache, a little. His suit's a little tight. He comes up and he says, "Now, what can I do for you, young lady?"
Is that aggressive? Hi, hello. My name's Penny Presswell. I'm here on behalf of my dad, who's at work right now, but he just wanted me to come ask some questions about our account. We received this letter yesterday about having to pay the remainder on our loan for our mortgage.
Yes.
Yes.
Follow me into my office. We can
Oh,
speak.
great. Okay.
And he leads you off into a small office just off the main, giant lobby. Now, what questions have you about this letter?
Yeah, I just thought it was obviously a mistake. So I think you meant to send it to someone else. I don't think that it was probably for us.
I'm very sorry, my dear. As you can see here, it is very plainly addressed to you. And yes.
Yeah.
Makes it plain that if you are unable to pay the remainder of your mortgage, the bank has the right to foreclose upon your property, which we will do.
Okay, and that is in the agreement that was like was signed. You have a copy of our signed agreement that says that?
Pulls out copy of your
Wonderful.
mortgage.
Tied with like string.
Yeah, tied
twine.
with like string through some holes.
Mm-hmm.
He flips through the pages, eventually finds a spot, turns to you in very, very small print at the bottom of one of the pages. It does say, "The National Bank of Waterdeep reserves the right to alter payment plans or other details about the mortgage at its discretion."
Read your fine print, kids.
Oh, my dad also had an accident on his eyes, so he also can't read. No, I don't actually say that. But okay, yeah. So I see now that you're pointing out this very small print here that this is something that was signed upon. Wonderful. That's great to see. I love that. So there's nothing that we can do here. We have no payment plans we can do. I can't like give you a firstborn child.
Unfortunately, as it makes very plainly in the letter,
I see the letter. If you
you
tell me about
do
the letter, I'm
have
gonna
to
fucking
pay
lose
the
my mind.
remainder of your mortgage by that date.
Okay, great. Wonderful. By this date. That is great. So you can't do anything for me. That's awesome. We love to see that. Is there a reason that this is happening? Can you give me like any sort of closure here? Like, cause you saw the lobby, right? You could just maybe sell any of those fucking chairs or decorations in your lobby, and then you could probably get the money for our mortgage.
Ma'am, I am going to need you to calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Go off.
Now, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps if you'd had enough money to buy the house to begin with, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm really sorry that we don't have the money. It's hard to get the money because my mom is fucking dead. So we only, yeah, okay. No, go ahead. Just gaslight me some more. That's totally fine. I understand that like you're not the person that I should be mad at here, but like there has to be someone that I can talk to that isn't going to just look at me like I'm a fucking idiot.
Ma'am, I apologize that you are upset. There's nothing I can do for you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you go home to your lovely family in your nice little comfy house. Maybe we can have you over for dinner sometime. It has to be in the next 10 days though, because then our house is gone. So bye. Thank you for absolutely no help. Thank you so much.
Can Penny push the chair over as she leaves?
she's gonna push it over and then walk out backwards, and then she's gonna scramble in. She's like, that was too much. I'm really sorry. I can't pay for that. So please don't put that on our tab. You've done enough. And I'm gonna scramble out. Cool. Yeah. Then I'll probably, is it probably like little like late afternoon then?
At this point, yeah, sure.
Okay. Then I probably won't go into work. But yeah. Were we all going to meet the next day, right? Didn't we all say that at some point? Because we were going to have to talk about the plans. Was this not something that we did?
I mean, I think you all were
I think we
planning.
went back to Janara's house afterwards and talked
Right.
about
Right. But we
Stuff.
didn't come up with what we were going to do with Brian, right?
not.
You tossed
Yeah.
around some ideas, but I don't think
Yeah.
you
Okay.
mentioned anything specifically aside from him letting you all in on the 29th.
Okay. Then I will go back to work, if only just to talk to Octavia. Well,
Okay.
to do work, but also to talk to Octavia about plans and how we're going to
Yeah.
do that.
Great. 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 Janara, did you message that you had another thing that you needed to do?
I just wanted to check the mail because Sarah said that something might be coming in the mail for me.
Yes. Unfortunately, nothing from your parents just yet. But Ferrara did promise that to keep an eye out, so you can continue keeping an eye out over the next few days and hopefully get something. Yes. Cool. Octavia, anything from you during the, well, I guess Penny eventually comes and finds you at work on the 24th to talk, but that's just about general plans. So what in general is, Penny, are you telling Octavia what's going on, I guess?
No.
Okay.
Right. So I think once Octavia comes into work and sees the note from Penny, she was going to ask her to go do a little bit more investigation down wherever she saw the weird stuff before. Did she tell me where that was specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's the dock board.
Like exactly where in the dock board?
Yeah, I think the two of you went down there, have gone down there together.
We did?
Once, just very briefly. You didn't get any extra information on that secondary visit. And that's when you're like, what other leads do we have? And that's what led you to looking at the names.
Donald McCready, we have to go see.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to go back through my notes and figure out where the heck we were, but
No, you're good. But you're
there's a
welcome to
lot of
go.
shit in here.
You're welcome to go back down to the dock board and see if you can learn anything from that area. But
I think, yeah, that Octavia will go down by herself.
okay.
See if she can find anything.
Okay. Make a investigation check.
Ten.
Yeah, you go down to that part of town,
Oh,
and it's
that's my girl.
as it was the last time you're there. It's like a ghost town around there. There's nobody there. All the doors to buildings are closed. Windows completely dark. You can't like looking in. It's either thick curtain or maybe it's been boarded up and painted. You're not sure, but there's nothing. You can't tell what's going on in those buildings right now. It's kind of eerie.
The building that Penny said that she saw the windows get blacked out before she could really see anything.
Mhm.
Can I cast detect magic like around there and just like
You
walk
cast
around?
detect magic.
Anything?
You cast detect magic, and the buildings in the vicinity of your spell light up. Just so many points of magic within these buildings.
Okay. Does it specify what type of magic that I'm seeing when I do that spell?
Yes, but you're getting so many points of magic. You literally get like little points of magic. Like you're basically you're just getting. It's just a very brief like sense of what the magic in the area is, and you're getting like you're getting like either you're getting some spell effects, you're getting some magic items, this, that, and the other thing, all from like different schools of magic. There's no like one school of magic that seems to be predominant here.
Okay then. um, are all of the doors locked? Can I just walk around and like push on all the doors?
Yeah, the doors are all locked.
I'll come back with Nyx.
I got you.
Okay.
I
think
got
that's
you
gonna-
after dispel magic.
That's gonna freak her out just a little bit, and Octavia's gonna leave
Yeah.
because she's not seen that sort of
Yeah.
magic before.
Yeah.
That amount
Right.
in one place.
Yeah, it's
So
very unusual.
okay, we'll go back to the office and think on this for a little bit because I don't know what's going on.
Great.
Maybe
Great.
Penny has some thoughts.
Unless anybody has anything else they want to say before, I'll say the evening of the 25th, eventually then Nyx and Bowman arrive at Janara's house, and basically they briefly explain that they just need to meet with everybody, and Janara, I would say that you do have the means to send out messages to the others.
Great.
You know, via basically via couriers. But
Okay.
you hire some couriers who real quick are able to summon the rest of the group. I'll say, including Artemis, who comes hungover and not his usual bubbly self, but he's
got
present.
sunglasses and a venti cold brew in his hand.
Perfect.
Yeah, after all gathering together in Janara's dining room, as usual, around what's basically become your war table, because this is where all your big discussions happen. Artemis, uncharacteristically quiet, just you offer him a drink. It's like, no, please, not tonight. Very badly hungover, clearly, but
Do you want some water?
Penny's gonna be banging the table a lot unnecessarily.
Nyx and Bowman as the two who called the group to order.
Hey guys, we're friends, right? Good answer. Okay,
We're
So-
acquaintances, right?
you guys would do anything for me, right? Right. Okay. So, I have a bit of a personal matter that I need your help with. I don't really know who else to go to because not many other people have gone into a sewer with me, stuck into a company's headquarters with me, stuck into a person's home with me. And you guys have proved yourselves pretty capable for the most part of getting shit done and getting out of difficult situations. And I don't want to put you guys in another difficult situation, but my brother-in-law is missing. He has gotten into some pretty serious debt gambling. And he's in debt to this Hathaway guy who likes to hang out at the Laughing Manticore. And I think something very bad has happened to him. Like, I think he's missing because of this gambling debt. And my sister is distraught. And my brother-in-law needs a lot of things, but right now we need to make sure that he is alive. And to try to get him out of whatever situation he's in. I don't really want to pay off this guy because from the amount I saw on his IOUs, it's a lot of money. And I would never want to ask for that much money from anyone. So I want to break him out of wherever he is, or at least make sure he's okay and take him home. So my sister will be okay. And also, he's just like, this Hathaway guy has also just been messing up stuff all over the poorer districts. Like Bowman, you've heard about some people.
Yeah, he's specifically targeting the Cliff Ward right now. Terrorizing the shopkeepers, trying to get a piece of their earnings. But here's the catch, really. He's kind of got the side of the police on his side right now. Oh, 1 second, we got a growly dog.
Which one?
Roscoe.
Aww.
Poor buddy.
Roscoe.
What does he want?
Just-
Does
he's
he
just-
want pets?
he's trying to play with Nymph, and Nymph is not.
Aww.
Okay. Hathaway has connections with the police, at least in the area. So it's not just the simple bad guy. He's not nothing.
That would explain why the police didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So this isn't something Freedom asked us to do.
No.
This is just okay.
So-
And he's got the police on his side. And your brother-in-law, who you don't seem to like,
He's fine.
gambled all the money away, we're breaking him out
No,
because
I do like Glim. He's in a tough spot, made some
Mhm.
less he's made some unfortunate decisions recently.
So
Now, just
You know-
as oh no, Octavia.
you know where this
I know
guy,
where he
Hathaway guy is, or you know where that your brother-in-law might be.
I know where he hangs out and gambles. I think.
I suppose that's a start, but how do you know that that's where they would keep him? And how
I
do
don't.
you even know that it's this guy that took him?
Well, I found a bunch of IOUs that all had Hathaway's name on them. And the numbers just kept getting bigger and bigger. And so I feel like he got too deep. And then Hathaway was like, hey, pay up. You owe me a lot of money right now. And my brother-in-law was probably like, yeah, I'll get it to you tomorrow or whatever. And then Glim didn't show up that day, and then they found him. because my
Oh.
sister said he went to work and then didn't come home.
Could he have just left?
Yeah, are we sure that he just wasn't feeling your sister anymore? Or-
Well, I don't know exactly what their relationship was like. I know it's been tense since
Re-
but
regardless of what's the reasoning with this character, that their brother-in-law, I know some of you are really well off, but there is potentially some money probably just out in this gambling bar. Could get some change, make it a little bit easier on ourselves.
Are we talking like hundreds? Or are we talking
Well-
like thousands?
Nix, how much was your brother in debt?
how much was my brother in debt?
Roll to remember.
Your brother-in-law owed your brother-in-law owed 147 talents, which is a fairly sizable chunk of money for
That's more than a week's. That's like a few weeks' wage.
that's
Now, I
like
also
10
presume-
weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I presume that he probably has more money. Sorry.
More money
Uh,
in his safe, which is maybe possibly guarded by the entire police force of Waterdeep. Okay.
Yes.
And so if we take this money, we are stealing money from potentially the entire police force of Waterdeep. Okay.
Well, technically, it's not a sanction thing, and it's really more like it's more we're taking money from criminals that just happen to have badges.
Yeah, it seems like these are dirty cops, so I don't really feel bad about stealing from them.
Artemis down at the end of the table speaks up and says, "Now, I'm sorry, I'm a little out of it. Bowman, am I imagining that someone asked us to do something about this Hathaway guy? I was pretty drunk."
Oh, I'm not too sure what you're speaking of, Artemis. We did hear from another patron at the bar that we were at that this Hathaway guy was no good.
Can I insight check him?
Go for it. Versus
I don't-
Bowman's deception.
Yeah. Can you beat a 23?
Was my deception? Ha ha ha. 23 is all. So
That's wow. A tie.
No. No.
Ooh.
What happened?
Well,
But I rolled a 19 plus 4, if that means anything.
I also did a 19 plus 4.
here's what I'll say. To beat a challenge, you have to hit the DC or higher. I would say the challenge rating was whatever Bowman rolled on his deception. So with a 23, you know he's holding back something, but you don't get his whole. You don't get much more than Bowman's holding back something.
Okay.
You guys went to the bar together?
Yeah.
Bowman and I hang out all the time.
You really? I didn't
We've hung
know
out.
that was like that. I didn't think. Okay.
We've hung out 2 times. Twice.
All the time.
That's 2 more than I've hung out with either of you. So
You hate us. You've made that pretty clear that you do not like us.
I didn't say it.
Mm. Mm.
Anyways, I feel like I have good enough reason to go and try to help your brother-in-law.
Thank you.
And if we can take down some dirty cops in the process, I'm down for that too.
When did you want to do this, Nix?
Well, my brother-in-law's life is potentially in danger, so tonight, maybe.
All right,
It's
I guess.
it's like 9:13 p.m.
Yes.
His
Perfect
life
time.
is potentially in danger.
I mean, Penny, we might be able to find out some more information about the police force. See if
Are
there's any
we
leads for us?
killing him?
Okay, so there's been a lot of talk of stealing money or killing people. I just want to get my brother-in-law out of wherever he is. So if that requires talking to some people, we can talk to some people. But if I don't particularly like these people, and I know they're doing bad things, so maybe some stuff goes down. But my personal main priority is getting my brother-in-law.
Penny, you won't have to do any killing.
No, I mean I'm gonna go. It's just like, it's just okay. If we are gonna go though, can we just go? It's literally like it's like almost my bedtime. So
Can I insight check Penny? Because she seems like she's in an even worse mood than she normally is.
Go for it. Make an insight check. Penny versus Penny's deception once again to get a baseline DC.
Watch it be a tie.
I got a 21.
I got 19, which is very high for me.
You can tell that something is up with Penny.
Penny, if you don't want to go, you don't have to.
No, I'm going. I'm literally Penny's gonna stand up. I'm standing up. She's gonna walk out of the room. I'm going.
Okay, all right.
Now?
Yep, we're coming.
Great.
Penny, you don't know where the bar is.
I presume someone's gonna get in front of me. Let's chop.
Great. The six of you all head down to the Undercliff ward. Traveling down through town. For those of you who haven't been to the Undercliff ward before, it is one of the poorer wards of the city. Unlike some areas like the Dock ward, which is mostly tenement housing, the Undercliff ward is a lot of homes. There are some apartments, but it's a lot of homes, but very, very small homes that are in really bad condition, sort of falling apart. Like the other poor parts of the city, not a whole lot of electricity in this part of town, not the trolley service doesn't come down here. The automaton street cleaners are in bad shape, etc. Eventually, you all manage to find a decent sized tavern. It looks a little worn, but in better shape than most of the buildings around it. And above the door is a sign that reads "The Laughing Manticore." You from the outside even you can hear loud conversation and all sorts of noises of drinks. You hear a glass break, you hear shouting. Sounds pretty raucous in there. The doors like burst open, somebody stumbles out, clearly drunk, and just this sort of thick, pungent scent of a dirty bar that has not had the booze cleaned off its floors or tables or countertops in quite some time wafts out with him.
A college bar.
Bowman is rolled for investigation. He got a 16. He's looking for a manhole cover.
16, you don't see any manhole covers in this area. But
I don't want to go back in the sewers.
would you all like to enter the bar?
Yeah, Nix is gonna pull everybody to one side. Okay, so I just realized that we probably should have come up with a plan before we actually got here. But I don't really know what we're walking into. Or now I'm feeling guilty because I asked you all to come down here and potentially risk your lives to somebody that you've never met. So there's potentially a gambling area. Is anybody good at gambling?
No, but I have money to lose.
Ben, what's the skill that's good for gambling?
Perception.
I usually rule it differently depending on how you're trying to play it.
Mm.
So
I have luck on my side.
So yeah, so if we, if you do gamble while you're here, depending on what game you play, depending on what specifically you're trying to do, might change the skill check a little bit. So
Because we need some people maybe to play a little bit.
Potentially people scouting out the outside.
Yes, and potentially
Exits.
people scouting out the inside.
Who has message?
I think it's Octavia and Artie.
mhm, yeah,
Already has.
yeah. What were we talking about?
Kids.
Okay, so then we should have, so maybe Artemis should be either Artemis or Octavia inside and the other one on the outside, just so they can communicate to either party.
Yes.
I'll go in, Artie. You stay outside. I don't think you need to be around any more alcohol right
That's
now.
probably a good idea. I'm gonna disguise myself and go inside because I know what my brother-in-law actually looks like.
Mhm.
I'll go in.
I'm going to disguise myself and go in. I'm going to go in. I think I should potentially go in separate than other people, and I think I should lose on purpose.
Okay.
Well, I guess that just leaves me and Artemis to do the perimeter. And I'm gonna pat Artemis on the back really hard.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Best buds on perimeter. Yeah.
I seriously didn't know you guys were this close. I didn't know that. Is that something we're all doing? Are all of you hanging out when we're not doing this?
You and Octavia hang out.
They work together.
At work? I mean, unless Octavia, if you wanted to. Let's go inside. Let's go inside right
Hey,
now.
look, if we all want to just hang out sometime, drinks
He's
on
walking
me.
inside. He's walking inside.
I'm going to disguise myself before going in.
You spend a few minutes to disguise yourselves, then make a disguise kit check for you, Janara.
What was the?
Usually we do D20 plus Dex plus proficiency.
Right. I should write that down. I use this stuff. $16.
16? Yeah, you feel pretty confident. So you all enter one at a time that are entering, except for Bowman and Artemis, who are doing a perimeter of the outside. So you enter, wide open space, filled with tables with people drinking, long bar against the wall, just raucous, right? There's a ton of people crammed in here, drinking, carousing. You hear some pretty boisterous but very, very off-key singing from some people in one corner. But the one thing that does catch all of your eyes as you enter one at a time is in the back corner of the room, there is a staircase down into presumably a basement, and a gentleman standing at the top of the staircase, very buff looking guy in some, just plain clothes. And every once in a while somebody comes up to him, they say something to each other, they hand him some money, and he steps aside and lets them go down.
Okay. Nyx wants to look for like an air duct or something, some way of getting down that doesn't require going past the scary guy.
Make an investigation check.
18.
18. You're looking around for a way down into the basement without having to go past that guy. There's nothing obvious. There may be something in some of the like back areas, some of the staff only areas maybe, but you're not 100% sure. This is the only point of entry to the basement that you can tell.
Okay.
But what's everybody else doing as you're sort of in this bar looking around?
At the bar, are there
Drink.
any empty drinks, like empty glasses that someone left behind?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to pick up one of those and just hold it like I have been drinking it.
Okay. We'll say make a sleight of hand check to make it look like you always had it.
It's a 5.
You grab you go to grab an empty mug at the same time as the bartender is going to grab the same mug. He's like, that one's empty, ma'am.
Yeah, can I borrow it?
Why?
It's like a really embarrassing story. I don't want to get into it, but can I borrow this?
Make a persuasion check.
You should have just said you were helping him.
13.
All right, fine. I don't give a fuck.
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
I'm going to order a very weak drink.
Okay. Yeah, you just get like a very weak like ale.
Yes.
Yeah, easy enough.
Do I know what Janara's disguise looks like?
You walked into it. Well, no, you didn't walk into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you would
She's
probably
wearing the same clothes.
yeah.
I'm not, yeah.
The disguise kit it's not magic, right?
Yeah.
So if you knew Janara and you knew what she was capable of with her disguise kit, you would be able to tell who it is.
I'm gonna go behind Janara and like looking the other way, like whisper her and be like, "Can you pour some of your drink into my empty cup?"
I will.
Oh
Great.
God.
Again,
Thank you.
just to make it seem like this is normal, make a sleight of hand check, Janara.
That's okay.
The bartender's watching this happen the entire time.
Oh,
No,
I
he's
let's go
not.
for sleight of hand. 15.
Yeah, not bad. You feel pretty good.
Great.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna drink my drink
Great.
pretty quick. And then I'm just gonna like lean against the bar for a moment. And then I'm gonna like, you said that the stairway down is like in the back of the bar.
Yeah, so like if we're imagining the space, right? Bars over here, doors here, staircase is like over here.
Do we see any other place where people are gambling, or can I presume that they're gambling down there?
Make a perception check.
15 again.
There does not appear to be any gambling happening on this floor.
And there's no second floor.
There's no upstairs.
Does it look like the people who are going downstairs, does it look like they know this guy, or does it look like it's more of a like you just pay and you can go down?
Make an insight check.
Okay. 5.
Hard to tell.
Can I cast detect thoughts and kind of like scan the people that are like going down the stairs and like the guy guarding them?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Make a sleight of hand to disguise the fact that you're casting the spell.
10.
You begin casting the spell, but then feel steel grip around your wrist. As unbeknownst to you, the moment you started casting the spell, the bartender like vaulted over the bar, grabbed your wrist.
So did I lose a spell slot trying to do that? or
Yes.
No. Okay. I didn't know how.
The bartender says, "I'm sorry there, dear. There's no spell casted in this establishment."
Sorry. I was just trying to liven up the party a little bit.
Make a deception check.
Okay. 19.
Well, there's no magic here. This is a warning. Hey, let's go of your wrist.
Sorry.
And like a few people nearby are like glancing over at you and then returning to their drinks.
All
Can-
right, I'm going to go up and try to go downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah. You approach the gentleman at the top of the stairs and he says, "Looking to get into the gambling hall?"
Yes, I am.
All right. Entry fee is 1 talent.
Paid.
I was like crossing my fingers it wasn't gonna be 100.
Right.
It's cheap to get in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they
You
get
lose
you.
all your money down there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, you hand him the talent though, and you head down. the
I
stairs.
sneak while this is happening. I am sneaking down there.
Make a stealth check.
Oh, it's a natural
Oh
20.
my god. You gotta take a picture of that and send that to the group chat too. Everybody deserves to see that. That's incredible. As Janara is talking, Nyx, you see your opportunity. Nobody's looking. Vault over the banister and
Like I'm not even there.
like you're not even there, and land at the bottom of the steps. You move forward, and you reach the bottom, and then Janara's let in, and she follows shortly after. So, to describe to both of you what you see when you get to the bottom, the basement is larger than the floor upstairs. You would imagine this is also taking up underneath like the kitchen's area as well, right? There's another bar down here, and you see there's 2 bartenders. One of them is serving drinks, and one of them is handing stacks of chips to people who come up to pay them for the chips, and then they go to tables. There's cards and dice and all sorts of games at a collection of tables that ring the room. In the center of the room is a lowered pit. And even from here, you can see the bristling back of a large creature down in the pit. There are benches arranged around the outside of the pit with people cheering and shouting as you hear scared screams of somebody down in the pit, and the roars and snarls of a large creature. Nyx, make a perception check for me.
Non-natural 20.
Doing a sort of loop around the room, a couple things you notice. Number one, you notice in corners pushed up against the walls are they kind of appearing, are thumbs working, you would assume, for Hathaway. But going around the corner of the room, you can see far side, like bottom right-hand corner of this sort of octagonal fight pit. You see a large table has been pulled up to the edge of the pit. Huge huge pile of money on the table, guards standing next to it, huge, bald human man sitting in a seat behind this table, his boots kicked up, and at the base of the table, bound, is your brother-in-law.
That's what I was scared you were gonna say.
He's not in the fight pit, but
Yet.
but you do see Glim Ironhide, who bound, gagged. He's got sort of ruffled brown hair. His simple clothes. You can see even from where you're standing, he's got a black eye. And down in the pit, you do see, and Janara, I would imagine as you're sort of doing a loop of the room, you would also see a very large, intimidating looking creature. You now know why the bar is called the Laughing Manticore. A creature, body and head of a lion, but much larger than a lion, with bristling spines in its mane, and all along its tail, which is a barbed point with a cluster of spines poking out. A pair of wings extending from its back as it chases a human man around the base of this fighting pit. He's got a badly dinged up like club, and then he's like just running away from this manticore. And as you're watching, the manticore runs up and boom, massive strike across the back, and he falls forward, seemingly dead. And the manticore roars as the audience cheers. You see money exchange hands. And the bald gentleman stands up from his seat during all of this and holds up his hands and says, well. It looks like old Jim there lasted 2 whole minutes. I think that's a new record. Well, pretty soon, our friend will have some more entertainment for you. But in the meantime, enjoy the other amenities I have available. Next fight will be in 15 minutes.
And he doesn't say like who's up next.
Nope.
Okay.
And he doesn't say, and of course my name is Hathaway.
So I would have seen Nyx and Janara go down.
You would not have seen Nyx.
You would not have seen
I
this. You saw
would not
Janara
have
go.
seen Nyx. I'm gonna send a message to Janara and say, I'm gonna ask, how do you get down there? And do you guys need any help?
Reply, it's 1 talent to get down. I don't know that the brother-in-law is there. Like, I don't know who the
You don't know what the
is.
brother-in-law looks like. I would say you do know Nyx is down here with you, but
I'm going to say it's 1 talent to get down, and it's I foresee we could have trouble in the future, so I would tell the others that we may need backup.
Okay, I'm gonna go find Penny and take her by the arm. Say, hey, sweetie, let's go down to the gambling, and I'm gonna pay 2 talents to get the both of us into the
great, yeah, easy
gambling
enough.
area.
To you head down. At this point, the crowd around the fighting pit has dispersed somewhat, joining some of the other gambling tables. The manticore down in the pit has begun eating the poor gentleman that was down there with him.
Unnecessary.
Seeing this, I am going to like make eye contact with Janara and then look at my brother-in-law, and then look back at Janara, and then look at the manticore in the pit, and then look back at Janara.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
I
Do I
got
see-
you. I got you.
Do Penny and I see either of them?
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
be the two of you see Janara,
and then I look at
and then when you
I
when
look
you-
at
when
Penny
you
and
make it over to
Octavia,
Janara,
and then I
you-
look at my brother-in-law,
Yes.
and then I look back at them, and then I look at the guy being eaten, and I just silently send
Okay.
that message.
I'm gonna send a message to Bowman.
Great. So outside the tavern, while all this has been happening,
Our best
Bowman
boys.
and Artemis are doing a perimeter. Anything in particular you're doing, or just scouting out the area?
Looking for exits. I'm looking for cellar entryways. Presuming this is serves food, they may have something to go into directly into the cellar. I'm just looking for ways in and out.
Okay, make a investigation check.
That was an 8.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do a lap of the building. You don't see any cellar entrance or anything. I mean, you see a kitchen door in the back, but glancing into the kitchen, even just at the quick glance, you don't really get a good sense of what's in there, but you don't, I mean, aside from the front door and the kitchen door, you don't see anything remarkable.
I was gonna
Pretty much it.
say, can
Okay.
he have advantage because Artemis, but Artemis probably won't
Artemis
be much.
would not
Artemis is
be
why
much
I
help
got an
right
8.
now.
Yeah.
Artemis
Yeah.
is like, oh God, my head. Oh wait, oh God, my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Octavia, you send a message.
I send a message to Bowman because I assume that Artie is still not doing his best. I'm gonna say we may have a situation down in the gambling area. Take the stairs at the back of the bar. It's 1 talent to get in. I can pay you back once you get here.
Are they checking for weapons?
No.
No,
I'll
because
send them
I
a
kept
message
all my
back and
weapons.
Yeah.
they didn't check. No.
It was a bad move on their part.
Perfect.
I have a lot of weapons too.
Yeah.
I don't
Bowman's
carry
going.
weapons, so they didn't check me.
Just a question for the DM, just because this
Yes.
might make it more complicated for you. Should Artemis stay outside, or do you think bring him along?
We could put him in a corner.
I would
fire.
say bring Artemis with you.
So he doesn't
Artemis
wander off.
wants to come with you.
He's a special tool for the next episode.
All right, Mr. Brightside, let's go.
All right, yeah. Bowman and Archie going to gambling.
It's freaking me out that you can do that voice somehow.
I mean, he's watched all of the episodes multiple times, probably.
Yeah.
Still
If I
can't.
close my eyes, it's like Matt's here.
I also specifically know who Matt is basing the voice off of. So that also helps.
Ooh.
A YouTuber, I'll tell you later.
Fans
Alright,
at
so
home can
Bowman-
take their guesses.
Yes.
Bowman and Artemis enter the bar.
Great. Yeah. Two of you enter the bar, see all the same things. 1 talent each to go downstairs, so 2 talents total.
I'm going to pull the guy who's at the door aside, and I'm going to wave 5 more talons in front of his face, and I go, "You take this for the next hour. No one comes in, no one gets out."
Ooh. Make a persuasion check.
Good. Oh, besides me,
Wait, so we're not allowed out either?
you're presumably running away with me.
That's true.
Bowman has great persuasion. That was a 19,
Hmm.
which is very funny because Bowman is not a very charismatic person.
Why is your charisma higher than mine?
Because he's a
Well,
Because he's a
paladin.
paladin.
Come on, there's a little something for you.
Us won't really like that.
Boss doesn't have to know.
What's your intentions here?
I'm gonna add 2 more talons. You don't need to know.
Reroll the persuasion check.
That was a 19 plus my persuasion, which is 6. So that was a 25.
I guess I don't.
All right, I'm going to take away, how many did I gave him 7 plus mine for, okay, 8.
You and Artemis head downstairs. The others, I assume, where are you two? Are the rest of you just like gawking in the corner, or what are
No.
you doing?
I'm making my way over to wherever the closest crowd of people is to the table where Glim is.
Yeah,
tied up.
there are a couple gambling tables right nearby. A small group of people have clustered around them watching games in progress.
Is there a scrap of paper that I can just jot Glim? It's 6.
Evens or odds?
Evens.
Yes.
Glim, it's Nyx. I'm gonna get you out of here. And then I'm gonna just like slide it next to him.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check.
10. I rolled a 3.
That is a big yikes. Your path
10.
Yes. You slide, you write this, and as you're passing by, you try to like slide it with your foot over to Glim, and it gets like stuck in like dried like alcohol on the floor, and it peels away and you can't get it all the way to him.
Shit. I'm gonna get Octavia. And I'm gonna just be like, can you send a message to his name's Glim. He's the guy tied up, in case you didn't get that part. He's the guy tied up over there. You just tell him that you're with me and that we're gonna get him out of here.
Sure. I'm gonna just send that message to Glim.
Great. If all of you
Also, at the end, I will say you could respond to this message.
Okay. Great. If all of you are attempting to blend in, by the way, I need either a stealth check or a performance check.
18.
18.
14.
14.
17.
17. Oh, I should roll for
I'm not trying to blend in. I have a drink in my hand and I'm trying to seem a little drunk on the side, but not.
So that would be performance.
Performance.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a 1 anyways, so 4.
2 natural ones.
Shit.
We're gonna die. What did
Shit.
Artemis get?
I just rolled for him.
Oh.
I have to check what his bonus is. Give me 1 second. It's actually funny because Artemis got a 23 on performance.
Ooh.
Classic.
Weird. The bard has a good performance check.
Which, as we all know, cancels out the 2 natural
Yeah.
ones, and we're all going about our own business.
That's funny. Janara and Nyx both got natural ones. Could everybody else remind me what they got real quick?
18.
18,
14.
17, 14.
So that evens it out, right? Because a 1 is 2 failures, and then so that's 4
I don't
failures.
know what the success DC was.
I'll allow it, Kelly.
Janara and Nyx, the two of you do see, a couple of Hathaway's thugs come over to the two of you and say, "Excuse us. Your host would like to have a quick word."
Okay.
Sure.
Leads the two of you over to the table at the corner of the fighting pit. Hulking bald man, as I described
I'm by
earlier.
Glim though now, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
He says, as you approach, the two snoopers. Two of you snooping around here. You weren't engaging in anything. You were just standing around, acting strange. Now, why would that be?
Just trying to figure out which game is the best one to get in on.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out 20 talents and just sort of like fan them and be like, I had a couple drinks upstairs. I didn't realize you wanted to rush me.
One of you may make a deception check with advantage.
Do you want me to do it?
Are you charismatic? Because I have a plus
Ish.
1.
I have a +1 too.
Okay. Well,
But I have luck.
okay, we'll go with you.
Hopefully the second one's better. It was.
Good.
19.
Okay.
Well, I hope you don't take any offense. Just being a man in my position, I have many enemies, and a couple of people just loitering around, sets off certain alarm bells. Now, I hope you don't take any offense to that. And at any rate, if you were here to do something, well, he gestures down to the manticore in the pit. I don't think I would have to worry too much.
Oh, yeah. Do you often have people fight that guy?
Yes, it's great entertainment. He and I have an understanding with each other, so he gets some fresh meat, I get some entertainment and money. It works well for both of us.
Yes, and you said the next fight was when?
Soon now. Pulls out a pocket watch and checks. I'd say another 7 or so minutes till the next bout. Are you interested in making a bet? See how long this one lasts? And he kicks Glim.
I'm gonna
the
do
fighters are-
something stupid.
Okay.
Don't. Do not Katniss Everdeen this.
You
I have
Press that big red
weapons,
button.
whatever.
I press the big red button. I'll make a bet. I'll bet his freedom that I can beat your manticore.
No. What the fuck?
Well, hold on. Give me a second. The pit with Hathaway. How close are we to the edge? And where's Hathaway standing?
The table is between Hathaway and the edge of the pit.
Next. Okay.
You want to take on my manticore in single combat in exchange for the life of this man. This worthless gnome.
All lives have meaning, and I assume that this gentleman did something that he regrets terribly, and is willing to make changes to his life going forward. That Lim also does not know that this is Nyx, because she's disguised herself.
Oh,
Um,
right.
and But Octavia did get the message across, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I am willing to attempt to give this man another shot at redemption.
Make a persuasion check. I will say, this is a very interesting move, so I will give you advantage.
A 22.
Sure, I'm a gambling man. It was a good show. If you survive, if you survive long enough to make it entertaining, 2 minutes is the last round. Very impressive. Very impressive to survive that long.
2 minutes. In there. With the manticore. Yep. Okay. Sure. Sure. Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm right there, right? I'm like watching this exchange. After the
Yes.
2 minutes, how are you going to get her out safely?
She won't be alive in 2 minutes.
Excuse me.
And if she is,
Then she goes until somebody loses.
You said 2 minutes.
I said long enough to keep it entertaining. 2 minutes is how long the last person made it, which is very impressive.
Yes, and then at the end of that 2 minutes and 1 second, I can have somebody pull me out.
We'll see how enjoyable the fight is.
Do-do-do. Shake on it. I last 2 minutes.
I
Gross.
don't know if I can kick Hathaway into the pit.
Probably
You
not.
can certainly try.
Don't do it.
I'm trying.
Okay,
2
he
minutes.
goes to clasp your hand. Make an attack roll for me.
What am I?
Unarmed
What am
strike.
I doing?
Unarmed attack.
I'm stressed about this decision.
Just don't roll damage. Just make an attack roll for me.
With no extra.
Whatever you would add to your unarmed strike.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I see. +4. 23.
Ooh, great. All right, on top of that, then make an athletics check. This is a
I'm good
shove
at
action.
athletics. 21.
21. As he goes to shake Nyx's hand, you just foot in the center of his chest. Bam! Kick him. His legs hit the back of the desk. He falls over backwards and tumbles into the pit. Hits the ground. Silence falls across the room.
I'm pulling out my daggers.
He stands up. The manticore looks at him. He sneers at the manticore and says, "Looks like we got some intruders in here. Boys, let's show them what
Fuck.
is gonna happen." And with that, we'll end tonight's episode. Actually, I do have to roll falling damage for Hathaway.
Max damage.
You got two falling damage.
That's something.
It's something. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's episode. Thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tune back in next time to see
Stress.
how this whole thing plays out.
Stress.
Coleman
night.
just wants to fight somebody.
Well, you're about to.
Yep.
Bye.
Can we make better decisions, please?